Welcome to the Winter Wars playthrough. This is Curse of Mantras. Starting today! Happy Sunday, everyone. It might not be Sunday where you are, but it's Sunday right here when I'm recording. This is a visual novel slash card game. We are going to play the card game version of things. Make sure it is... Well, yeah, when we start a game. Start game! Choose one. Both heroes share the same cards and love interests, only their personal background story will change. We're going to play with the guy Ace. Click again to the same character to confirm. We're going to play easy, a walk in the park. Hit the difficulty level if you're new to card games. Well, we'll need to the sort of card game it is. First Awakening. Again, I'll be speaking through all the text, because this doesn't have a, I think it sucks that it doesn't have, like, voice acting. A lot of Winter Wars games don't, I'm finding. So that bit sucks. I don't feel so good. Must have been quite the party. Pity I don't remember any of it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember much of anything. The air smells like damp stone and wet grass. I'm laying on grass, I can feel it under me, rough against my bare skin. Memories flash in my mind, my images reflected in spinning shards of a broken mirror. Too quick to grasp, let alone comprehend. Not only do I not know what happened to me, I don't even know the me they happened to. I can't recall something as simple as my name. Wait. In the depths of my mind, I hear someone calling me. The words are too faint to make out. Listen. I listen as hard as I can. The voice is faint, softened by distance. It's so far away beyond time and space itself. Ace? Ace? My name is Ace. That sounds right. Ace, like the ace of spades, the highest card in the deck. Yes, I used to play it a lot in another life. My name is Ace, and I am... How old am I? Good question. Ace, you are... I roll over my back, a brilliant light presses down my eyelids, almost forcing them closed by the weight of the light alone. I run my hands over myself, over the me I know nothing about. I am an adult. An adult dressed in a weird, fancy outfit. Maybe I was at a Halloween party and got wasted. That would explain my rather unique attire. Very weird, Ace. But nothing's going to become clearer by keeping your eyes closed. Next on my things Ace should know list. Where am I exactly? I push myself onto my hands and knees, my head pure pounding with the movement. The grass smoothly sways and rolls like the sea, but I refuse to give in to the illusion. It's just my brain creating an excuse to prevent me from opening my eyes. It knows things are not normal. It knows I can't handle the truth. It knows. Defiantly, I open my eyes. So far, things seem normal enough. I'm kneeling on grass exactly like my nose told me. See, brain? That wasn't so bad. Nothing I can't handle. I look up. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Although, there's nothing strictly abnormal about the graveyard with tumbling mossy headstones, sarcophagi and mausoleums scattered around me as far as the eye can see. It does beg the question though, how did I end up here, lying in the middle of it all? Then again, for all I know, this could be normal. Maybe I wake up every day in the middle of a graveyard with a pounding headache and no knowledge of who I am. Yeah, I really hope that isn't the case. I wait for the ground to stop heaving before attempting to rise any further. It takes a while, no small amount of courage I can assure you. But I make it eventually by using nearby headstones as a crutch first and then a seat. At least my clothes, such as they are, seem to be intact. My head's a mess, but my body is at least in one piece and in good shape. Whoever I was before this happened to have taken good care of it, and for that I'm grateful. Greetings. I jump in surprise when hearing an unexpected voice and end up falling off the headstone and onto my rump. Ow. Hello. I'd really thought I was all alone in the world, and I kind of liked it that way. I mean, I'm sure the novelty of it would have worn off, but I'd have liked to get a firmer handle on who I am and what I'm doing here before meeting people. I look up, but I can hardly see anything against the blinding glare of the sky. Just some robed figure doing something that made me feel vaguely nauseous. Hello. I repeat it, trying to figure out exactly what it is about him that makes me so uneasy. It is really difficult when I can't even focus on him through the glare. I've been looking for you. Oh? Why? Do I know you? I ask it hesitantly because I don't recognise my unexpected companion. Of course, with my memories the way it is, we could be lifelong friends, and I just wouldn't know it. Unlikely, I'm Mantras, and you are my new gatekeeper. I open my mouth to say something, possibly to ask for clarification on the exact nature of the relationship he's claiming we had, when I realise what is bothering me about the guy. I blink very slowly. It still doesn't make a difference, he's still doing it. You're floating. Pardon? You seem to be floating about 6 inches above the ground. I wish you'd stop because it's not doing my head any good at all. Oh, pardon me. He descends a bit, which makes things worse, seeing as his roughly bound feet disappear into the ground. He adjusts, raising slightly and managing to maintain a position which roughly corresponds to standing on solid ground. Better? I'm sorry about that. It takes me a little time to get used to the environment you've set up around you. Maybe I should have said nothing and let him float. Then at least I could have avoided hearing that last sentence being said. I decide that it's time to stop talking, to take a breather. Maybe my companion will take the hint and disappear as abruptly as he appeared. I close my eyes, wait a few seconds, and then open them. No such luck. This nightmare has proven to be a persistent bugger. What do you see, by the way? I stare at him wordlessly, wondering if he'd really asked me what I had heard him ask, and whether he meant the question the way I think he does. Looking around you, what do you see? I'm curious, and it will help me calibrate your harmonies. I see what's there, a graveyard as far as the horizon in all directions. Oh, interesting. Glad we cleared that. I was wondering, what do you see? I see what there is, young one. Nothing but your soul glimmering dimly amongst the darkness. Glimmering dimly, that's not very nice. My soul should be bright and shining thing, a veritable star in the heavens. Sorry, but you do have a very distinctive pattern, quite unusual. That's nice. I don't believe a word of it, since he's the only one around. If I asked you to explain in detail everything you just said to me in the brief time we apparently known each other, how long would it take? Well, that's a bit difficult to answer, seeing as time has no hold on this place, but I understand what you're getting at. You want a succinct explanation, and deeper down than while I go, I should shut up while I'm ahead. Of course, I've always been terrible at taking advice, especially my own. I can say that with confidence, even though I have no idea how weird all it is. Weird, I tell you. There's a bit of a learning curve to this place. Alright, how about we do this? Let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. I'll pretend to be asleep still, and you'll pretend you never met me. Things will be so much simpler that way. I completely understand. I doubt that very much. You're a freshly liberated soul as such, you're unable to remember who you were or where you've come from. I assure you that is normal. He spreads his hands in a gesture of goodwill and enlightenment. I'm not really sure, but I keep my mouth closed at this time because the opening has not helped a lot in the slightest. When I say that you're a liberated soul, I mean that you shed the mortal carcass that was imprisoning you and rejoined the great cosmos. Wait, are you saying I died? That's a simplistic way of putting it, but yes, congratulations by the way. That can't be true, this is a dream, it has to be a dream, right? It isn't. The question was rhetorical, I'm not sure why I even said it out loud. But my answer was not, and neither do I. Things work differently here, as you will discover. I don't want to discover, I want to wake up now. Saying that, I pinch myself extra hard, and I remain exactly where I am. I start to cry. If that makes me sound like a big wuss, I don't care. I've just woken up in the middle of a graveyard. I've been accosted by an old floating tramp who told me I'm dead. I can't even recall the life I supposedly had. It's enough to make anyone cry. I'm on my lost. my unremembered but nevertheless lamented life, and dry my eyes with my sleeve. I feel much better. It's just a bad dream. Too much bad wine, underage cheese, dubious narcotics. All those late nights and unremembered wild parties finally caught up to me a little. That's all. I'm gonna wake up soon, I'm sure of that. You ready? Uh-huh. I'm ready. Wake me up, Mantras. And don't take this personally, but I do hope we'll never meet again. You have to meet the others. Had he heard a word I'd said? He must have. He's ignoring me, the bastard. At least he hasn't said anything that's snarky about me crying. I smile sweetly. I know I'm a man who always smiles sweetly no matter what the turmoil rolling inside me. The phlegmatic, long-suffering kind of man who does not savagely murder old men who float and find you work when all you want to do is wake up and remember who you are. The others, sorry, I'm all parted out. I need to get up and go to work. Not that I remember what work I had in the waking world, but if it involved playing poker and dressing fancy, I was comfortable with that. At least I wouldn't be dead. Indeed you do, Ace, but your work is here now, and it's very important work. We wasted a long time for you to come along. This may be eternity, but that's no excuse for sloth. I screw up my face, punch my fist, then pound them like a 3-year-old on my knees. I want to wake up. Please let me wake up, please. My voice echoes in my ears, booming across the white, windless graveyard. My floating companion is unmoved and apparently unimpressed. You're not going to get anywhere just staying there. You have to move. Well, that's not strictly true. Space and time having no meaning over here, but you'd only feel worse. Believe me, I've seen it all many times over, often simultaneously. You may think you're the only one, but everyone has these problems when they first enter limbo. It's very traumatic for the soul to be wrenched from a mortal vessel into eternity. Fine, whatever, I'll go with you. I'll meet these others. I get to my feet. I notice the ground is a lot more stable now, even though some slight tremors remain. I can easily maintain my balance. I expected a bit of a hike, but pretty much as soon as I stood up and began following Mantras, we end up at the top of a slight rise, looking down upon the strangest hamlet. You can visit other avatars by clicking on each house, or mantras by clicking on the castle. Try clicking on the castle now. A cluster of houses, each one so different from its neighbours. They might have well come from different planets, and they're floating in space. In the centre of the hamlet, a group of figures are gathered around a sort of portal. When we draw closer, I can see that each of the figures is different from their companions as the houses were from each other. There stands a giant of a man of ferocious countenance, clothed in what looks like seaweed that drifts in a non-existent breeze. Beside him is a slip of a girl, draped in rags with slight skin and playful energy to her. There stands a small, lithe man of nondescript looks, dressed casually, but with claws for hands. Next to him is a statuesque woman, imperiously blonde, with her shoulders draped in feathers like folded wings. There stands a giant warrior, his heavily muscled torso the colour of teak painted in archaic symbols. Near him is a slender woman dressed in finery, her hair scattered with precious stones. There stands a scowling, slender youth with long black hair and blacker clothes draped in belts and chains. A mahogany brown woman dressed in scarcely anything but fiery orange tattoos that somehow ripple across her body stands next to him, a fiery spark in her eyes. There stands a green-haired figure wearing a black tank top. His neck is wrapped in a scarf and a pair of sunglasses rest on the top of his head. Next to him there's a tall flame-haired woman wearing glasses and skin-tight suit of liquid metal. Lastly there stands a tall woman dressed in laces and crinoline. She would be rather sexy if it weren't for her strange, almost dead-like skin colour. She says, "You took your time, Mantras." You know time has no meaning here, young one. Mantras sounds weird, as if time without meaning has taken a toll on him. Serves the old duffer right for commandeering each of other people's dreams. Meanwhile, Miss Burlesque is stripping me with her eyes from head to toe and back again, taking her own sweet time. I return the favour, though there is something creepy in her look. I think I'll have fun with you before annihilating your essence. Hey, usually women get angry with me after having sex, not before. A finely dressed, slender woman scowls at both of us, a disapproving look in her eyes. Ignoring me, she yells at the undead lady. You'll do no such thing, Lily. Rules are there for a reason. It's always rules with you. I haven't made up my mind yet. You can't give me orders, Izaria. Not that I'd follow them anyways. But at least I learnt the names of these two fine ladies. Wait, what is it I'm thinking about? This is a fucking nightmare, and I need to wake up. Challenge the order and you'll pay for it. Enough, both of you. Be careful with him. He tries to look strong, but he is fragile and confused. I open my mouth to protest the assumptions and insults flying around me, but the statuesque honey-skinned blonde with feathers speaks up first. And the rules are there for a reason, you rogue. You think you can break them with impunity? I'll break you. Without warning, she flings her spear with unerring accuracy, penetrating Lily's body beneath the sternum. She staggers back, looking down, and still in surprise at the weapon penetrating her body and then sinking to their knees. I stare in horror, thinking that I need to be careful. Women in this place are definitely more dangerous and irritable than back on Earth. The blue giant draped in assorted flotsam mutters something that sounds like a geyser under immense pressure erupting from the earth. Lily from the ground grins weakly. Sorry, sweetheart, you can't kill me, I'm already dead. And that is when I faint. At last I remember thinking in the moment I felt oblivion sweeping over me. At last I am waking up. For a brief blissful moment I allowed myself to believe that I've woken up. Then I opened my eyes. The honey-coloured woman is looking down at me. Don't worry about it, it happens pretty often. It's very problematic for the soul to be wrenched from a mortal vessel into eternity. But your soul is liberated from the mortal carcass that its prison has rejoined the great cosmos, I groaned. You've been speaking to that Mantras fellow, haven't you? We all speak to Mantras. He is a guide in the afterlife to all who are lost. I'm Angelica, by the way, with a K. Hello, Angelica, with a K. I am Ace. I'm not dead, I'm just dreaming. She frowns at my flippancy. My friends call me Angel. Her tone of voice leaves me with some doubts as to whether I was to be admitted into the August company. And technically, we are undead. Shouldn't we walk in the earth then, eating brains and drinking blood? You're just like she is, you take nothing seriously. She being the girl you speared like a fish, Lily or whatever you called her? Yes, Lily, I'm sorry I have a temper, I'm working hard to control it. I'd hate to think that what would happen if you weren't working hard to control it. See, that's exactly the kind of thing I expected you to say. That's a disturbing thought. I know, right? So we've both got things we have to improve on. We both have to develop our better natures. Preach it, sister. Angel frowns at me. I can still see you need rest. None of us are at our best when we just come through. I don't have the energy to ask her what she was doing with the tenses in that sentence. I just don't. I change the subject. This room's kind of fuzzy. Are my eyes going? Do you see any glasses around here? No, that's normal. You just haven't actualised your environment yet. Somewhere you can feel at home and heal, for want of a better term. Yeah, well, I actualised a graveyard when I got to this place according to old Floaty. So why can't I actualise the bedroom I had back in Sanityville? That's because you have the aura of death, so you automatically actualise a graveyard. That is your arcana, if you like. It's part of the role you have. I huff. Well, isn't that just typical? I couldn't be the aura of life and sunshine and happiness, could I? It has to be death. Let me guess, you're the aura of good, right? Purity and enlightenment and all that jazz. No, actually, I've been the aura of life and aligned with order. There's no good and evil as far as I've been able to discover. She sounds as if she doesn't approve of categorization in the universe, as if in fact she's still recovering from the shock of its absence. But that's good, right? Not having good and evil means you don't get sent off to some place just because you lost your temper over some jerk. Because let's be real, sparing people just because they make you mad isn't exactly good. I think it's actually, and I hesitate to say this, kind of evil. Angel begins pacing my fuzzy room. Maybe I'd lost her, as if I had almost lost myself in the labyrinthine reasoning of my argument. I was just trying to cheer her up, honest. But nothing here is as expected to be. I mean, nothing makes any sense. I sit on my bed, which is more of a nondescript pallet, and swing my feet onto the floor. We agree on something then. I mean, why don't we just wake the hell up? Angel suddenly rounds on me, her eyes blazing. I wish you'd shut up about your stupid dream. Do you not know that what it makes me? A figment of your pathetic imagination. I'm not. I was here before you, and I'll be here after. She catches her breath. After whatever happens after. I look at her, my mouth open like a stranded fish. Since when do angels have such wicked tempers? Sunday school could have been so much more interesting. We're both silent then. Anger paints as if she's run a marathon. I'm left scrambling for words that will conceivably restore peace between us. But let's face it, sometimes you just can't trust yourself to say the right thing. Angel sits down heavily beside me and buries her face in her hands. Attempt to comfort her. I gingerly put my arm over her shoulders, wary of what her reaction might be. Against my bare arm, the feathers of her shoulder are soft and gently spined, just like real feathers. I surreptitiously tweak them. They are real feathers, weird and kind of ick. They stir beneath my touch. Angel looks at me with mild irritation. What are you doing? What? Alignment change. Ace's alignment. At the beginning of the story, Ace starts with neutral alignment. It means you can bring any other character with you into the battle, so as long as the story goes on, you'll be forced to pick a side, order or chaos. Order will let you fight and romance only order-aligned characters. Chaos will let you fight and romance only chaos-aligned characters. Okay. Admiring your feathers. I never actually met someone with feathers before. Are they wings? I feel ridiculous asking. Of course they aren't wings, just some kind of elaborate shawl. She stands up and faces me. Feathers lit from her shoulders and fan out behind her. I swallow. Outstretched, her wings span a good 10 feet, their width almost twice her height. Although she is by no means short, I can hardly breathe. They're magnificent. And I'm not just saying that to make up for the series of gaffes I've been making ever since I met her either. They are magnificent. Just from the light filtering through the doorway, they shine iridescently, somehow bathing my drab furry room in a restless spray of pale pastel hues. Angel's cheeks flush a delicate pink as she folds her wings, and my room returns to its previous colourless and nondescript state. Thank you. Now the best part of being here, I can't help myself, questions bubble the way to my lips. How, why, what? Angel smiles sadly. You're the first one who's asked about them. The first one who has expressed any interest in them at all, let alone admired them. Thank you for that. And then she leaves, leaving me to stare at the empty space where the angel had once stood and spread her wings for me. Not so fast, Angelica. Was that? Yes, Mantra's voice, and I can't help but notice how he calls her Angelica, not Angel. I'm not sure he's ready yet. He is. He might be a bit confused, but it has potential. He could become one of the strongest gatekeepers. This cycle will be interesting. What are you talking about? I'm ready for what? Am I finally waking up? Nah, somehow I don't think that's what's going to happen. Angel comes back inside. She doesn't speak to me for a few seconds, instead choosing just to glare at me. She's assessing me, but I'm not sure why. Perhaps it is true, you're ready and it's time to start your journey. Journey to where? Time and space. Yes, they have no meaning here, I got it. So I assume it's a metaphor or something. For what exactly? Manchester was standing outside the door until I suddenly enters my room. I'll give you a short explanation. There will be plenty of time to go deeper on details later. Follow me outside. This hamlet is your new home, a home you share with others. You already met Angelica. You meet the others properly soon enough, as you already know. Each one of you is turned to an element. That whole about ordering chaos. Later, you don't need to conserve yourself with that for now. You need to focus passing the first set of trials. Trials? Battles. Do you see that portal in the centre of the hamlet? Of course, it's impossible to miss it. This is the portal of souls. Minor mortal souls pass through it via the so-called soul stream. These minor souls are eager to be put to rest. They will be lost otherwise. Putting the rest seems rather self-explanatory, so focus my question on the alternative. Put them to use how? You must use the souls to fight. They'll allow you to summon creatures and cast powerful spells. The gatekeepers of the elements must fight chaos against order. But am I chaos or order? If you're asking that question, it means you're not ready to know yet. But Angelica has been here longer than you. Like most of you, her alignment is already set. Now you must fight. She will help you unlock the first pillar of death. Pillar of death? Take a look at the bigger picture. What do you see? At the centre is the hamlet and my castle. Wait, what out of a hamlet when he gets to live in a castle? That doesn't seem fair. I guess that's not the most important thing right now. I put my complaints aside and answer Amanda's question. I see many realms. Exactly. For each of you gatekeepers there's a realm. Each realm is made of 12 pillars. If you unlock them all, then you'll be able to wield the full powers of that element. The first pillars will be used just to lock. The higher you go, the harder things will become. I see, I think I understand. The only thing I'm not sure about is, yes, how do I unlock a pillar? For a fight to the death, obviously. Fear not, I was joking. After all, you're already dead, you can't die again. So I have to fight, and if I lose, I'll just try again until I make it. Yes, but you since you failed several times in a row, you want to change your strategy. I should be asking him why I have to fight, but the thing is, I want to fight. It's just this urge to do it that I can't explain. It also feels like a necessity, a duty, something I have to do, but also something I want to do. Enough talk, now go, your first battle awaits. Angelica will accompany you on this one. She'll answer any further questions you should have. Alright, as crazy as it seems, let's do this. No, click on the death realm, the graveyard on the top centre of the screen. To continue. Death realm. Death realm, yes. During the tutorial battles, you'll need to select the only available character. But later in the story, you'll be able to pick any available character to accompany you on the fight, with the only limiter being the correct alignment, order / chaos. This choice will not only influence the spells available during battle, this choice will only influence the spells available during the battle, not the creatures. Angel selected. Click again on the character. Or click here to confirm. If you've already played the game before, or you're familiar with the card game mechanics, you might want to skip this easy tutorial battle. Do you want to skip it? And so, right. Regular battle rewards, zombies, skeleton. Okay. Cards in hand, cards in deck. Enemy team. Cards in hand, cards in deck. Cards in your hands. Souls. Enter and code it. Your cards and some creatures. Turn options. Since she's just awoke and don't own any creatures though. Since you just awoke, you don't own any creatures yet, but you can use my living flowers and your drain life spell to fight the opponent. Start summoning the living flowers on your creature's row. Okay. creatures of opposite elements inflict double damage to each other. Life versus death, fire versus water, and so on. By default, your creatures will attack the enemy hero, but you can click on them to attack the other creatures. No! Watch out for the ghoul. Flashing creatures have double attack. You can attack twice in the same round. I would suggest you use your Drain Line as well to kill it quickly before it attacks. I don't know. Doing this right. Reduce the enemy HP to 0. Kill all enemy creatures. Each fight can have different victory conditions. You can click on the button on top right to see them. Anytime during a fight, so top right. Victory conditions. Reduce enemies' HP to 0. Destroy all their creatures. I'll go about that. All enemy creatures destroyed. Success. After the battle ends, I feel satisfied. It's a strange sensation. I guess I'm like a vampire that's just sucked their prey. Can't even spell there properly. It's I before E except after C. Their prey dry. I've quenched my thirst for now. I end up back in my room at the hamlet. I don't even know how I got there. It's like I was teleported in the blink of an eye. So, how was it? Mantress, I didn't even notice he was there. Strange, I feel like I can control the dead now. By unlocking the first pillar of the Death Realm, you've gained the ability to control zombie and skeleton creatures. Ah, new cards unlocked. The above cards have now been added to your deck builder screen. Right mouse button to examine them. In future button battles, you'll be able to summon them to fight on your side. I see. I'll nod at him as if this is all completely normal. I have so many more questions. Why must I do this? Is this how I wake up? You simply do what you must, as we all do. And then he leaves me that cryptic answer. I was done contemplating a bare wall. I wonder what to put there and where exactly I would get it from. Shops seem to be in short supply in my dream world. A reflect on one Angelica with a K told me. Maybe I should just create my own ossuary and be satisfied. Then I stopped myself. What am I thinking? Making plans as if I'm going to be here for eternity. It's a dream, damn it. It's just a bloody persistent lucid dream. I turned to walk outside for fresh air and almost collide with someone entering. Don't you people knock? I snarl. Lily grins. No door. My gaze automatically falls down on her chest. There's no sign in the room, not so much as a speck of dust on her ridiculous costume. This somehow makes me even more irritated. Well, who's in charge of fixing doors in this place? You are, it's your abode. Do what you want, knock yourself out, but please no drapes on the windows. She leers at me, and before I think things through, I try to get close. She trips me and sends me fumbling to the ground. She's playing me, and I fell for it like a fool. I don't do like this. Sorry, handsome, I was just teasing you. My voice is ice. What do you want? This is just a friendly call. We need to get a few things straight. We certainly do. This is my dream, and if I'm going to be stuck here, you just start treating me with a bit of respect. You're very determined to deny reality, aren't you? She strides into the middle of my room as if it's her own. No wonder your place has all the charm of a cargo crate. At least there's the bed. She wagged an eyebrow at me. I choked down a surge of unwanted amusement. Sorry, Lily, this time I won't fall for your stupid games. I was flattered that you fainted after seeing me get speared by crazy Angie. I didn't faint, I was trying to wake up. No, you weren't. The shock of it loosened the fragile hold of your newly liberated soul had on your self-image. You almost ended up back like one of them. Mantress would have been pissed. I don't understand a word you just said. Lily shrugged, spinning around and sitting herself on my bed. She leans back and props herself on her elbows, leering at me as if expecting me to helplessly succumb to her charms. It's not that she isn't attractive, it's just somehow, despite her looks, all her behaviour is doing is annoying me. You know when you don't like someone you just met? It's that feeling. I don't think the two of us will ever get along. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear boy. Her eyes travel the length and the breadth of me. My God, you are a magnificent creature. You are not enlightening me, but you are me, my dear. She holds up her hand to ward off further strikes and laughs. Alright, I'll explain how things stand. Firstly, no matter what you think, you're not dreaming. It'll take a while to sink in, it does for us all. But you can relax, you never have to worry about going back to whatever sordid organic existence you led before your untimely death. At least I'm assuming it was untimely. The details are vague, but while hints old Manchester has dropped, the pattern is clear. We all died horribly before our time, so Manchester knows. What Manchester knows he is not telling, believe me. Most of us have tried getting information from the old bastard at one time or another. But he's tight with his information as a nun is with her virginity. She takes concern. No respect, you're not the religious type, are you? No, I guess not. You look more like a gangster to me. A gangster? What a ridiculous thought. And yet, as much as I try, I can't remember what I was before all this. We might not have memories, but we have knowledge. And what makes us useful to Mantress? We know somehow that our physical bodies experienced, but we know nothing about the individuals we were who had those experiences. I guess it is like a dream in a way. You've thought about this like I have. Angel gave me the impression she can't even bear to contemplate what happened before. Maybe it is because we are in the death arcana. We are not afraid to probe where others find it too much. She remained silent for a long time, still as a statue, staring at the floor with I know not what look in her eyes, pain and suffering to deal with. She suddenly gets up and looks at me with unexpected seriousness that she becomes a completely different person. We are death and nothing can daunt us, says. How about that then? Aren't we the lucky ones? Before I can answer, she suddenly changes the topic. I see you've already started exploring the realms, I can feel it. Feel it? Yes, you'll get used to it too. Whenever you come closer to one of us, you'll feel our true power. You better stop wandering around the death realm, Ace. That's my element, and I don't like when newcomers like you poke their noses around. If you don't stop, I might show up and fight for you for myself. Fight me? Why would she fight me? I'm half inclined to follow her to get to know more about what she just said. But just as I'm about to exit the door, I'm pushed unceremoniously back inside. We need to talk. Blinded by the glare from outside, I can't see who it is for a few moments, but I definitely don't like being pushed around by anyone. Later, now. They push me back again, and I fall backwards into the bed in an undignified sprawl. Now I am pissed. Listen. Before I can rise, they are on top of me, straddling me and pinning me down. Streaks of orange light flecks the darkness, and two burning orange eyes stare down at me. I become aware of an incredible heat enveloping me where our bodies touch. Whoever they are unbelievably dense, like rock made flesh. Now tell me what that bitch said. She was talking about me, wasn't she? I'm so surprised I forget to struggle. Who? Lily? Why would she talk about you? I don't even know who you are. Magma, bitch. And you are lying. They all talk about me as soon as anyone new comes along. It's into their house and tell them about Magma and Mad. Let's find new ways to screw her. Not this time. Now get off me. You're suffocating me. You're dead, boy. You can't die anymore. It was a pity. Her orange eyes blare down at me, and even her hair glows, shifting colours of a dying fire. They don't take it out on me. Whatever they did to you, I haven't been a part of it. She cuts her head and inspects me with new thoroughness. Then she pushes herself off me and sits heavily next to me on the bed. I sit up, still fuming that no one to push this creature too far. I might be dead and therefore effectively immortal. But that doesn't mean there won't be any pain. I am no macho. Just make yourself at home. Everyone else does. Magna looks around. You haven't done anything with it yet, so it's not your home. It is too. Magma ignores me. She seems to be thinking furiously. I'm guessing she does everything furiously. Her hair glows as if found by an imperceptible breeze. So what did she do to get you so mad at her? Nothing personal. I hate every goddamn hopper. All out to get me. Her voice is a low husky growl. I'm sure that's not true. Magna's hand suddenly fastens itself around my neck and begins to squeeze. Unfortunately, dead or dreaming, I still need to breathe. Why? Well, that's a moot point right at this moment. I'll just take it from me. I need to breathe. I grip her hand with both of mine and try to pry her hands from my neck, but it's like trying to remove a damn millstone. She's locked on tightly for eternity. What the huff do you know? Whatever the huff I know, I can't tell her because she's choking me to death, or re-death, or whatever the hell state of existence I'm going to end up next. Light dances before my eyes, so pretty, so painfully pretty. She shakes my neck vigorously. What do you know about what they want to do with me? And abruptly lets me go. I massage my aching neck and coughs and lungfuls of air. Fucking hell. To my credit, I managed to diplomatically read that you psycho bitch. Don't ever do that again. She looks at me calmly. Her eyes are dim and glow orange now. Don't give me a reason to. What's your name anyway? If they told me, I've forgotten. Ace, and I'm so unhappy to meet you. Love you too, bitch. We sit in silence for a moment, me massaging blood into my brain, her smouldering like a giant campfire at the end of a long night's party. To break the silence, I speak about the question that was still on my mind before encountering her. Lily told me something. It was like a threat. So she did say something. Yes, but not about you. She wanted me to stop wandering into other people's rounds, something like that. Oh yes, you're going to piss someone off. At the same time, it's what you have to do to become stronger. I still don't understand. I know how Angel is. She probably showed you the way, huh? I bet she accompanied you around to teach her how to acquire new millions. Yes, and why is this going to piss others off? Because each of us belong to an element. We belong to those realms and we don't like intruders. Look, as long as you can hang around in the lower pillars, no one really cares. Heck, you can pay a visit to the fire realm if you want to see how great it is. But if you keep going up, sooner or later you'll stumble into someone like you. Someone that will fight back, and that's when things will get tough. I see, but who will show up? I mean, aren't there two of us dead? Two of us for each element. Clearly, Lily is my nemesis for the death element. What about the others? That will depend on your alignment. For example, if you stupidly choose to align with order and probe too far into the fire room, you'll face my wrath. Oh. The idea of facing her in battle is rather scary. At the same time, beating someone as tough as her would prove my worth. I remain silent until Magnus' gravelly voice breaks the silence. You know what? Come with me, I'll teach you a thing or two. I know I have a bad temper, sometimes get carried away, so I want to make up for before. No, click on the air realm located at the top right of the screen to continue. Air realm. Magma selected. Click again on the character or click here to confirm. I'll click on the character. If you've already played the game before, you're familiar with card game mechanics, you might want to skip this easy tutorial about it. Do you want to skip it? No. That was 12. Lowest giant one. Certain creatures like Will-O-Wisp enter the fight invisible. An invisible creature can't be hit by others or by spells until they attack first. That's cool. Creatures are taught that the skeletons prevent enemy creatures from attacking your enemy hero. Summon a skeleton for now to stop the enemy. And now it's time to counter-attack. Play the Andon card. Its special abilities to reveal an invisible unit so you can attack them. Yeah. Flying units like the giant wasp ignore enemy creatures with taunts, so you must be especially careful when you encounter them. The above cards have been added to your deck builder scheme on the right mouse button to examine them. And like before, I found myself in this strange hamlet in my room. It is starting to feel like more normal. I suppose teleporting usually seems natural in dreams or rather nightmares. Hey, for fuck's sake. Is there no peace for the wicked? And what made me so wicked in the first place? I'm pretty sure I haven't been that bad, although a dress like this, trouble might not have been hard to find. I just thought I should check up on you, make sure you survived the wrath of magma. Her voice giggles girlishly. It is the watery girl draped in a sheer wrap that seems to float on an invisible breeze and barely conceals anything. Not that I'm displeased by it, mind you, she's pretty. But after my last few visitors, this one seems almost normal and quite harmless. What is Magma's problem? Talk about paranoid. No one knows, no one cares. Poor Magna. Poor, she ought to be locked up. She almost killed me. The girl giggles. Quite impossible, as you should know by now. Just like everyone else, she makes herself at home on my bed, crossing one slender leg over the other and clasping her knee. I'm beginning to think I know nothing. Don't be so hard on yourself. You only arrived. It takes a while. I'm sure it does. I'm Ace, by the way. I stick out my hand. She grasps it lightly. Her skin has the texture of water-made flesh that feels just as weird as it sounds. Pleased to meet you, Ace. I am Aquaria. I'm sure we'll be good pals. I reserve judgment without comment. She might seem young and harmless, but by now I've learned things can get real weird real quick. Sorry I can't offer you anything, as you can just see, I just moved in. My guest giggles. The sound could get old, but not right now. A giggling guest is much preferred to one who throttles you anyway. Do you know what's going on here? I didn't expect a coherent answer. This is a dream, after all. But you never know what clue might drop. What key will present itself and allow me to make a graceful exit from this insanity? Mantras never tells us anything, does Em? Does Em? Mantras is I don't know how to tell you this in a way you understand. Em isn't like you. No male-female dichotomy. Em isn't sexual. You're making this up, but he definitely looks like an old man. Aquaria doesn't seem unduly annoyed at my doubting her, but she didn't giggle. Maybe this is a water girl's equivalent of Magna throttling. No, I'm not. Ask Em. Ask Mantras. Sometimes Em will answer you. So the only one who knows what's going on around here is Mantras. Well, we know we channel lost souls. We are the 4 elements and the 2 arcanas that govern the cosmos, and we channel lost souls. 4 elements? Air, fire, earth, and water. I am water, of course, like... She makes an extraordinary sound, like waves crashing on rocks in the midst of an earthquake. I stare at her as the sound pours from her girlish lips. How did you do that? What? I told you... Name. I remember the blue giant standing next to her by the fire. The guy with the seaweed tentacle things. Yes, is his name. I cannot tell you his friendly name, he must tell you that. We can decide it between yourselves. The girl smiles mischievously and giggles. Depends on how close you get. I don't want to think about what she should imply on this superficial giggling slip of a girl, so I changed the subject. And the arcana. The mysteries of life and death. Why do things live? Why do things that live die? These are profound mysteries of existence. Lily said that we are death, me and her. Magma said that there are 2 of us for each element. Is that right? There are 2 for each arcana and each element then. Yes, because one of you represents order and the other chaos, for want of a better term. Throughout creation they oppose each other, and through their opposition create new phenomena. I stare at her while she looks back at me with guileless good humour. I'm not sure I understood that. You don't need to. The facts are simple. As an avatar of the arcane of death, you must help us decide the lost fate of lost souls using cards. Cards? Well, they might not call cards for you, but they are only a physical manifestation of metaphysical forces. Physical being a relative term in this state we're in. Are you saying that whenever I summon one of those creatures, I'm consuming souls? I wouldn't use the word consuming. You're channeling them into something different. They're not destroyed, they're simply transmuted. The soul stream is an endless cycle. Now I have a headache. How do you make up all this stuff? You're just a girl. What are you, 18, 20 max? A peal of laughter erupts from her, filling the room and flowing like an undammed river into the bright outdoors. Ace, really, our looks here can be very deceiving. Are you really so blinded by preconceptions? And she gasped, putting her hands to her mouth. You think my appearance is a mirror of what I was in my previous life, don't you? And that is all to set her off again. I told you it was wise to reserve judgment. No matter how innocent they look, the industry is all completely barking. Or maybe it's just me. I weigh the consequences of believing the world has gone mad versus believing it's just me. Dee-da, dee-da. I watch my hands rise and fall, holding in imaginary quantities of sanity and madness in my palms. Sanity madness, sanity madness, while Aquaria giggles. You are funny. Let's go with the flow. With sanity no longer in question, what I have to do is I finally decide and Aquaria, the young woman, and a force of nature clasp their hands. I do like your ear, dear Mace. I hope you will choose chaos. I'm sure we can be good friends. I get to choose whether I'm order or chaos. Through your actions and choices, the cosmos' actions always speak louder than words. This is your special gift, yours and Lily's as avatars of death. Although your fates are bound such that you cannot move towards chaos, you will be pushed towards order and vice versa. You cannot be the same alignment just as Kraken and I can't. So none of you can change your alignment, but Lily and I can. That is right. And what if I don't want to decide? This is stupid. And what if I don't want to decide order and chaos? What if I don't want to be either? An interesting thought, but you cannot stay neutral. You must choose. I must. Who says? Mantras. Ooh, I'm going back towards neutral. Now I think about it, I seem to have a natural tendency towards chaos. Aquaria claps her hands. Oh good, we'll have so much fun. I can't wait to see Blur's face when he finds out. A shadow fills my doorway. She's stuffing your head with nonsense. Aquaria giggles. I was wondering how long it would take for you to show up. I'm surprised you left me alone with Ace for so long. Aquaria turns to me. This is in case you were wondering. I wasn't actually. The blue giant is unmistakable. He has to duck his head to get through the door. When he sits down beside Aquaria, the bed protests mightily. It doesn't break though. I'm surprised he isn't chaos. He looks like a creature of chaos put together by some god drunk on something or other. Ambrosia, perhaps. Even seated he is almost as tall as I am standing. Yet strangely enough, Aquaria seems to be magnified in his presence. You know what is right, the choice between slavery of the south and freedom. His voice is the crashing of waves on shore, and yet somehow I can understand him perfectly. Without order, things fall apart. With order, people have the freedom to do what they want, safe in the knowledge their fellows will look after them. Aquaria speaks up. They let others tell them what to do, what to think, what to feel. They become lazy and contemptible. There's no way for intelligent beings to live. A creature, I ignore her. I can't pronounce your real name, so I think I'll call you Kraken. They both look at me as if I'm presuming it's something beyond my station. Kraken, how strange it sounds to my ears, such as they are, but I like it. To you, young human, I shall be Kraken. I am Ace, pleased to meet you, Kraken. Make yourself comfortable on my bed. I am comfortable, thank you, Ace. Although your room is bare of ornamentation. I only just got here and I've had so many visitors. Indeed, we were wondering what a man of creatures' mantras would bring to our number, and now we know. It is impossible to tell whether he approves of Mantras's choice or not that I care in the slightest. You are human like Lily. I can tell these things, although you dress to confuse and titillate. Tell me, did you know her in your mortal form? The question catches me off guard. It seems almost impolite. It's a stranger asking one about one's mortal existence. Right, I will save here, and I will see you next time for more, what is it called? Curse of Mantras. Until next time, have a lovely end of day now. Take care everyone. Bye.